Hello and welcome to an unboxing and video installation guide for the Nest Hello Video Doorbell. The first section is an unboxing of the actual doorbell and the components you'll find inside the box. Asking my wife to critique this video, she pointed out that this unboxing takes place on a hideous background, which is the carpet that I had access to at the time when I was unboxing the Nest Hello Video Doorbell. So apologies in advance, and please leave a comment below on what you think about the carpet. Section 2 is the Chimebox wiring that takes place inside the home in your actual Chimebox, which is what dings when somebody rings your doorbell. Section 3 takes place on the exterior of the home, and we're going to replace the actual doorbell that's there now with the Nest Hello Video Doorbell. But before we jump into the unboxing, let's take a look at some of the cool things you can do once you've got the doorbell installed. So one of the cool things that you can do with the doorbell is ask for it to be cast to a device that you have in your home that's Chromecast enabled. So that means if you've got a Chromecast on your living room TV, which I'm pointing at in my living room, you could ask for it to be cast to the living room TV. Or if you've got something like a Google Home Hub that I have here in my hand, you can say things like, "Show me my front door."
Sure, streaming front door.
So now we've got the front door up. You can talk using the microphone button, or you can just view and check who's at your front door. So I'm going to swipe that away. One of the really cool things that you can do if you've got a Google Home ecosystem and a family member also has a video doorbell or a camera that you're allowed to see to maybe help keep an eye on them, you can ask for that as well. Show me my dad's front door.
Sure, streaming front door.
Pretty cool, right? So that house is nowhere near my house. We're not neighbors, we're not close geographically. He has a totally different internet service provider. He's got Xfinity. I happen to be on Verizon Fios. This is all done on the back end and taken care of by Google and their infrastructure, which is really cool. So there's no VPN, there's no complex setup. All you need to do is set up a second home in the Google Home app. So now that you've seen what you can do once you've got the doorbell installed, let's take a look at what's in the box. And don't forget to leave a comment about that awesome carpet below. This is the Nest Hello Video Doorbell. HDR video, HD talk and listen, person alerts, familiar face alerts, pre-recorded quick responses, and quiet time, which is great for the little ones. Comes with the doorbell itself, terminals, USB plug, instruction booklet, what's in the box. This is the chime connector. Tells you to follow the instructions in the app. Angle mount, rear cover, this mounts, and additional accessories. So they give you a drill bit, leads, screws, flankers, factory reset. That's it. Whew! Now you don't have to look at the rug anymore. Let's take a look at what it takes to do the Chimebox wiring, where my wonderful wife's feedback for this one was that I popped up out of nowhere and it was kind of creepy. How many wires are connected to the chime? In my case, there's 2 wires connected to the chime, and there's 2 wires wired together that are not connected to the chime, and the app says to ignore those 2 wires. So the next step is to disconnect the front wire from the Chimebox and connect it to the white wire on the chime connector. So on mine here it says front. Now I'm going to take this and connect it in, pinching that chime connector. That's fully inserted. We'll hit next. Connect the chime connector's white wire to the front terminal. So the white wire to the front terminal, which we just disconnected. So that's now done. Disconnect the trans wire. Insert the trans wire into the plastic clip on the chime connector's gray wire. Chime connector, trans wire. I'm going to pinch this again. Got a decent connection on there. Okay, so that part's done. We're going to hit next. Connect the chime connector's gray wire to the trans terminal. Gray wire on the chime connector to the trans connector on the chime box. Now this chime box has a lot of room in it. My house didn't. So now we're actually done with the chime box. So I'm going to put the cover back on the chime box. Good enough. And lastly, let's take a look at what it takes to install the doorbell on the exterior of the home with my super powerful but tiny screwdriver. This is the doorbell we're going to replace. It's actually got a fairly flat surface. The next step was to grab the doorbell and the wall plate. I don't intend to use this wedge here that's, can angle the doorbell out. I want it to look straight out at the street. So it already catches everybody walking up. I don't need to turn it. At my own house, I had to. The next step is to disconnect the wires from your old doorbell. So now that that's done, so we're going to install without the wedge. Now we have to take this tape off here. So this matches this. So we're going to mount it this way on the door. I'm going to reuse the screws. Mighty screwdriver. Okay. This door is not going to interfere with this doorbell at all. So, but check your closure. Make sure it's not going to get hit by anything, like your deadbolt or something like that. Mark the screw placements. So next, I'm going to do that top screw now too. So I'm going to try and level up the actual doorbell plate. That's pretty good. You didn't think it could do it, did you? Next, because now we got to wire these wires to the doorbell. So one thing they note is it doesn't matter which wire is connected to which terminal. For somebody like me who doesn't know any better, that's confusing. When you look at this doorbell, it has no plus or minus or any indication that it matters which way those wires get connected. It doesn't matter. One thing I do notice is that you need to connect the wires underneath whichever way you're actually tightening them down. Otherwise they tend to slip out. So both of these are now connected and you can see the doorbell is actually lighting up. Peel off the lens cover. We're going to push the excess wire back into the wall. Doorbell clips in. Now we got to test it. Next, attach the doorbell wires. Everything's connected and it's actually booting up. So it's asking me if the light around the doorbell is lit up. So yes, it's blue. This is going to be my front door. It's doing the connection to the Nest account and it says it's connecting to the camera. Setting up the Wi-Fi, testing the Wi-Fi, setting up the Nest network, adding to your Nest account. Now the doorbell actually just went green and gave me a small chime. It's saying it added to your account in the Nest app and it's giving me the live video. So now we've got live video and audio and I can hear myself echoing through the app. Perfect. Next. English. Done. So now for the last test, what happens when I press the doorbell? I get the notification on the app, which I can answer. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching this video through to the end, and please consider subscribing as it's a great vote of confidence for me to keep making these videos and content for you. All the equipment and technology I use in this video can be found in the description below. Whew. Now you don't have to look at that rug anymore, so let's take a look at what it... Whew. You don't have to look at the rug anymore. Now let's take a look at what it takes to do